We're starting. Okay, everybody get seated. Hush. Dealing with 12-year-olds. You want another day? I was just filling up counts.
Okay.
Is that what you want?
I'd like to do something other than survey first.
Right.
Yeah. Next week we figure out some of that stuff.
Oh, what? Okay. Okay.
Some manner.
I'm just not going to call it today. I'll do it tomorrow. You've already asked me.
Okay. You've done your duty.
You've done.
Thank you all very much. Thank you. Tomorrow morning, 8:30. Appropriation meeting.
9.
8:30.
8. Oh. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, I think we're all about to play from the same page here. We're just so glad to see Senator Hamrick. Been trying to get his bills out since forever. Would you like to tell us what you want?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I apologize. I've been busy passing House bills out of the Judiciary Committee, and so I actually had
I think you set me up for that there.
I actually had a House member ask me to come to House Rules while I was passing his bill, and I couldn't do both. But I appreciate the opportunity to be here today and ask for Senate Bill 30, which deals with municipal courts. And I understand the chairman, when the chairman was mayor of Calhoun, there was a 0 crime rate, and because you were the municipal court judge, and so you probably know more about this than I do. But the Council of Municipal Court Judges had asked me to sponsor legislation that would require the municipal court judges to be attorneys, but would grandfather in those that are not, and that's what Senate Bill 30 does. I also have Senate Bill 134, which is corrections to the major rewrite we did last year of the trust code, and this is just some corrections to cross-references and some words that are being changed to update the code.
Are there any questions for Mr. Hamrick? Wait a second, I'm running crazy up here. Mr. Benton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Hamrick, on Senate Bill 30, I'm trying to look it up here. I had heard that the grandfather part had been taken out of the bill. Is it still there?
Yes, it is.
Would you show me that on the bill, please?
It's online. I'm looking at LC 2945 4610S.
I'm looking at 4789S. That's the one that's in our book.
I've got the.
You see it?
I may have the as-passed Senate version, unless the House made a change to it.
Well, I had heard that the grandfathering those that were in had been taken out, and I wanted to make sure on that.
Wait just a second.
I believe it's still in on line 13. Any judge serving on June 30th, 2011, who does not meet the new qualifications, which would be if they be an attorney, may continue to serve as long as they meet the qualifications or in compliance with 363227. So that's the grandfather clause, and that requirement is a training requirement.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Roberts.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I have a question, and I want to ask this in all sincerity. Was there any consideration given to those cities or municipalities that may have like fewer than 10,000 or whatever, so that in an instance, sometimes like in the rural parts of the state, where we don't have that many attorneys that live within the city, and so therefore we would then have to possibly go outside to find somebody else versus having one of our own be that municipal court judge?
I did. That issue was raised by some of the senators from areas that may not. I ran it by the council and also GMA, and they both decided that they wanted to go forward as it was, because the attorney doesn't have to live in the city. He can come from outside the city. But that issue was raised, and I raised it with them. And
okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Ginn.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's great to be with you this afternoon. My name is Frank Ginn. I represent the 47th District. For those of you in the committee that don't recognize me, I was here this morning, and I'm glad to be back again this afternoon. Great opportunity. I would ask for your consideration on Senate Bill 86. Senate Bill 86 is one of those bills that it's good government, and it's one of those things that I think that we can do to help all of our citizens in the state. It's got a wide variety of support, and just so that everybody in here is clear, I've talked to several of the House governor's floor leaders, and they are in favor of seeing this move forward. They've told me so. I think the governor is in support of all the parts, as well as the amendment that was done in the Governmental Affairs Committee meeting. So, Mr. Chairman, I won't belabor the point, but I'll ask for your due consideration, sir.
Thank you. Any questions, Mr. Ginn? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Great to be with y'all.
Mr. Jeffries.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm here to ask for favorable consideration on Senate Bill 156. This is an audit that is required by EPD on all 911, by DCA on all 911 centers, and what that information is already available in the state, in the local government's annual audit, and I ask for your favorable consideration.
Any questions? Hang with me.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I am here today to apologize for my abrasive presentation of this morning. I want to ask the committee members, if they will, to please accept my sincere apology. I want to particularly apologize to Representative Drenner, who I was disrespectful to earlier today, and I am truly sorry for that. I can assure you that it was not intentional. I do want you to know that we are all passionate about certain things, and I'm very passionate about Senate Bill 36. I'm a pharmacist, as many of you know, and I experience this every day, and I see what a problem it is. And that is one of the reasons why I am very passionate about it. However, we can never let our passion get in the way of our cordial actions. And again, I wanted to apologize for that, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Mr. Grant.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for allowing me to appear before the House Rules Committee again today. I just wanted to make sure that my interest in Senate Bill 178, which is the second from the bottom on your sheet, is duly noted. And I want to make notice that I may be late here tomorrow morning because I'm going to be attending a Senate Appropriations Committee meeting at 8:30, and as soon as I can get out of that, I will attend the Rules meeting because I think I have another bill that may be coming up at that time. But I'll be happy to answer questions about Senate Bill 178 if anyone has any.
Any questions? There is none. Thank you. Wait a second. Ms. Cooper.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator, is it not true that we have a large number of seniors in here and outside that are about to have coronaries and overload our healthcare system? They're so anxious for this bill to pass that they really are, their health is threatened and out in the hallways?
We do have a lot of people both in the General Assembly and that are watching the General Assembly that are very interested in this bill. We may need a home in the very near future, and we do hope that this bill receives favorable consideration. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Okay, y'all listen up. On the supplemental calendar, SB 30 under modified open. I'm scared of that. Modified structure. Modified structure. Y'all got to understand, I'm not left-handed and I can't keep up with this thing over here on the left-hand side. All right, SB 36. Y'all remember it had an amendment. Mr. Beard, would you like to do the amendment right now?
Yes, sir.
Wait a second. Y'all hold on. Okay.
Yes, sir. The amendment's AM 331085. It's on your desk. All the amendment does is will still allow Schedule 2 to be put into the I forgot what we're putting it into now, the database. Sorry about that. And Schedule 3, 4, and 5 would not be put into the database on those prescriptions. That's all the amendment does. They had to do it in 3 different sections, but Schedules 3, 4, and 5 would not be going into the database.
Mr. Stevens.
I would respectfully oppose the amendment only because for 2 reasons. The first, I believe it jeopardizes the funding, and then we would have to pay for the collection of the data because the department will be getting a federal grant which stipulates that a larger cross-section of these drugs, and class 3, 4, and 5 are highly abused and also have a large street value, and that's the very purpose of the bill.
Butch. Oh.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Representative Stevens said that exactly the same words that I was going to say. I want us to move the bill forward. I really do. I think it's the right thing to do, but I have concerns if we limit it to just the Schedule 2s, that a lot of the others that we need to have some control over, we would not have, and I think it would be a step in the right direction, but it would not solve the problem that we really need to get to.
Okay. All right, on your desk, you've got that amendment, AM 331085. We have a move on the amendment. Do I hear a second? Do I hear a second? Amendment dies for lack of a second. Okay, so under modified structure, SB 36 will be on there without the amendment. Who have we got? Tanner, I'm sorry.
I just want to ask a question. Did we put Senate Bill 30 on the calendar on
Yes.
the modified structure?
Yes, sir.
And that means that we cannot amend that on the floor, right?
You can. You
That's
have
correct.
to do it in here.
And my concerns for that is the cities in my district are all under 10,000, and we were concerned about that, and we're going to actually try to amend it in subcommittee. I mean, in rules. But if it's on the committee, not much we can do about it.
Mr. Hanner, how are they doing it now?
Well, I'm not sure. Probably most of them have attorneys from the county, but I'm not sure exactly. But it just concerns me, or from the area. I'm not sure.
They're paying someone now to do that,
Probably so. Yeah.
and more than likely it is an attorney. If it's not an attorney, I think Mr. Benton brought up that there's in the legislation that there is the grandfather spot.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, future one. Okay.
Madam Prep Tim.
I had a question, Representative Hanna. Was the intention to have a population requirement, which I believe is unconstitutional,
It is.
so that we would not really be able to anyway?
Okay. So far, you've got 30 modified structure, 36 modified structure. Oh, I'm sorry. I've been overruled here to my right. Do I have a move on 36? Second. Any objection? Okay. I'm going to let you vote. All those in favor of that one signify by aye. Aye. All those opposed? No. A cry of loneliness way out in the woods. Okay. All right, let's go. Under modified open, SB 86. Any opposed? Did somebody say yes? All those in favor signify by aye. Any opposed? Duly noted. It's on. Under modified open, SB 134. Any objection? After many hours of serious debate on that particular issue, we're going to go with SB 108 under modified open. Do I hear a move? Any objection? Modified structure, excuse me. SB 134 under modified open. Any objection? It's on. How many you got? How many is it?
If you're going to do one more, it's not
I ain't even got it. I don't even have to. That'll be it.